So you're thinking about moving to Ponte Vedra, Florida, but you're not quite sure where is Ponte Vedra. How do you pronounce it? Is it Ponte Vedra? Is it Ponte Verde? Is it, how do you even say the word? Where is it located in regards to Jacksonville? Where is it located in regards to the beach? Well, in this video, we're gonna go over exactly everything that you need to know about Ponte Vedra Beach and why you would wanna live there. So we're gonna give you the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly. Why would you wanna live in Ponte Vedra versus Jacksonville or Orange Park or maybe St. Augustine? So by the time we finish this video, you're gonna know the good, the bad, the ugly about living in Ponte Vedra and whether this will be a place that you'd like to call home. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Jacksonville, Florida and the surrounding areas like Ponte Vedra Beach, then click on the subscribe, tap the bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know of the changing market conditions here in the Jacksonville area and specifically the Ponte Vedra Beach area. Hi, my name's Chris Snow with the Florida Coastal Team, and my team and I, we get calls, texts, and emails every day from folks just like you who are looking for help making the move to the Jacksonville area, including the Ponte Vedra Beach area, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking at making a move in the next few days, the next few weeks, the next few months, we're here to help make that process as easy and smooth as possible. So give us a call, send us a text, send us an email, or book a private Zoom call, and we can help you make that transition to the Jacksonville and Ponte Vedra Beach area as quick and easy and as smooth as possible. So as I stated in the opening, we're gonna give you the pros and cons of living here in the Ponte Vedra Beach area. We're gonna jump to it right now. So before we jump into the pros and cons, what I wanna do is give you a reference point. Where is Ponte Vedra Beach located? Ponte Vedra Beach is located about 20 miles just southeast of Jacksonville, and it's just south of the Jacksonville Beaches area. So very conveniently located. It's only about 25 minutes to downtown Jacksonville with no traffic, and it's right on the coastline. It's east of what we call the Intracoastal Waterway, and I'll bring that up in just a few minutes of why that's important. The second thing is I want to just give you an idea of what does the population look like here in Ponte Vedra Beach. The population of Ponte Vedra is about 29,000 people, so it's not a huge community, and when you look at it on the map, you'll see why. Is that, again, there's not a whole lot of land mass, there's not a whole lot of land area that make up Ponte Vedra Beach, but there's a lot going on there, and again, we're gonna jump into the pros and cons now. So let's jump into our first pro. First pro is the weather. The weather here, as if you've watched any of our other videos living in Jacksonville, Florida, or living in St. Augustine, Florida, you'll find that there's going to be this common theme that the weather that we have here is absolutely amazing. We've got great weather about 9.5 months of the year, which means that, average temperature like during the winter time, so it's mid-January right now when we're shooting this video, and it's going to be 80, 82 degrees. Now, that's not the everyday temperature here in January, but the average temperature during the winter is only about 55 degrees. Another thing about the weather is that we've got 4 seasons. Our folks down in South Florida and Central Florida and in Southwest Florida, they really don't get the true 4 seasons, but we definitely get a change of temperature 4 different times a year. The second thing I want to talk about is its proximity to the beach as a pro. So if you like the beach lifestyle, it is right there. You're just east of the Intracoastal Waterway, and you've got the beach right there in between the Intracoastal Waterway and most of the housing and living areas. And so the proximity to the beach, doesn't matter where you're at in Ponte Vedra, you're going to be able to drive there very quickly and have public access to the beaches there. The next pro I want to talk about is that the entire area of Ponte Vedra Beach is considered a very upscale and luxurious area. It is one of the most upscale areas in all of the state of Florida, and obviously the most upscale area here in the Jacksonville, Florida area. And some of the places that really bring that up, that people are coming to, the destinations that people are coming to see in Ponte Vedra Beach. One is the Ponte Vedra Inn and Club. So it's an upscale spa and resort that's there, golf courses, tennis. You've got all kinds of amenities that are there at the Ponte Vedra Inn and Club. As a local resident, you can get a membership there. You also have the Cabana Club, which is a private beach club. And then a lot of the housing communities themselves are considered an upscale area. The next pro is if you like water, you're going to absolutely love Ponte Vedra. When I say you like water, if you look just to the east, what you're going to find is the ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is there. So folks who love the beach life, love going out, walking along the beach, surfing, looking at the waves, seeing what's going on, getting those great sunrises right there on the East Coast, you're going to absolutely love the beach life there. But the beach is not the only place that you're going to find water. Again, if you look at the Intracoastal Waterway, if you are a boater, you are going to absolutely love the Intracoastal Waterway. There is an entire boating life and community up and down the Intracoastal Waterway. And a lot of the communities in Ponte Vedra Beach will have options of you being able to own a home and park your boat right behind the house. And like I say, there's a whole lifestyle that's built along the Intracoastal Waterway. And if you don't have a boat yourself, that's okay. There are plenty of opportunities for you to join a boating club. There are a couple of them that are here and local in the area where if you don't have your own boat, that's okay. You can pay a membership fee, take out the boat whenever you want to, and they'll gas it up, they'll wash it, clean it. All you got to do is go enjoy it for the day and turn it right back into them. The next pro I want to go over is the outdoor activities. So if you like being outdoors, not only is the weather very conducive to being outdoors pretty much year round, but it's also, there's so much to do in Ponte Vedra, whether it's by going to the local parks, whether it's going through the hiking and biking trails that are all throughout Ponte Vedra Beach. You're going to find some great natural preserves and nature areas for you just to enjoy the outdoor life. If you like hiking and biking and those types of activities, then you're absolutely going to love all the opportunities that present themselves right there in Ponte Vedra Beach. The next pro, if you're a foodie like me, if you like going out and you like restaurants, there are some amazing restaurants in Ponte Vedra. So again, Ponte Vedra is a much more upscale area, even though we have a lot of local places for you to go and enjoy a very casual dining. There's also a lot of upscale dining, upscale restaurants that are in and around the area. And when we go through our map tour of Ponte Vedra Beach, I'll go through some of those local spots, places that you want to make sure that you're going to hit and want to go eat at, and we'll highlight those in the map tour of Ponte Vedra Beach. The next pro for living in Ponte Vedra are the communities that are there. Now, Ponte Vedra is a community that really back in the 60s and 70s really started to take shape, but it wasn't really until the 90s and early 2000s that Ponte Vedra really started to explode. A lot of population growth that has happened since then. But the communities that were developed are very mature communities. So if you like coming into an area with established trees, established mature landscaping, where it doesn't look like everything's just been clear cut, you're going to absolutely love Ponte Vedra. Because like I say, these communities have been being built for the last 30, 40 years, and they're just really cool. They're a little bit different than what you're going to find in some of the surrounding areas like Jacksonville and some of the newer areas of St. Augustine and the North St. Augustine area. The next pro, and this is for the entire county. Ponte Vedra is located in St. Johns County, and St. Johns County is known for its school system. So when you go on like Best Places and niche.com, you'll see that the county of St. Johns has the #1 school district in the state of Florida. And Ponte Vedra, the schools that are there, the high schools, middle schools, elementary schools, all the public schools, all top rated, all A-rated schools that are in the area. But it also hosts some very good private schools. So whether you're a private school fan or you're a public school fan, you're going to have great opportunities right here in the Ponte Vedra Beach area to have great schooling. If you're like me and you're not a big fan of taxes, then you're going to absolutely love Ponte Vedra Beach, because here in Florida, the entire state, there is no state income tax. The interesting thing is that Ponte Vedra Beach being the most upscale area in one of the wealthiest counties in all of the state of Florida, that no income tax is a huge benefit for people who are looking to transition. So we get people who are coming from like New York and New Jersey and California and Washington State and Illinois, that when they come down and they move to Ponte Vedra and they establish their residency here and they're a full-time resident, all of a sudden they get a nice pay bump right? So they get a pay increase, and I've seen as much as 7-8% state income tax that you're going to be saving moving to the area. What I absolutely love about Ponte Vedra as well, my last pro, and it's my all-time favorite, is that we host the Players Championship. And the Players Championship is the premier event on the PGA Tour. It is the Players event, and it hosts the best field in golf. So if you want to see worldwide some of the best golfers in the world coming and competing, you're going to do it, and it's going to be an amazing event. So if you've ever been to a Kentucky Derby, you've ever been to a Super Bowl, you've been to a Masters, going to the Players Championship is going to have an event feel just like those things. So those are some of the pros of living here in Ponte Vedra. Now, I've got to go to the cons. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter where you live, there's going to be downsides, there's going to be upsides. So let's get into the cons. The first one is we talked about how great the weather was for 9.5 months. For about 2.5 months of the year, it gets hot. There's no way around it. We've got heat, we've got humidity here in Ponte Vedra Beach. The good thing is that during those months, and it's really the end of July, all of August, and a portion of September, you're going to find is that the heat and the humidity they're pretty bad. And so what you want to do is get out early, make sure you stay hydrated. So if you're going to do outdoor activities, make sure you're getting out doing those first thing in the morning. By about noon, try to get back inside. And then early evening, it starts to cool off. That humidity starts to break. But again, it's going to be hot. So if you don't like heat, then Ponte Vedra may not be the place for you. The second con, as you see on the map, Ponte Vedra, there's really not a whole lot of ways to get in and out of Ponte Vedra, especially if you're going into Jacksonville. It's kind of one way in and out. So A1A is the main traffic point. And so what you're going to find is that during peak traffic, there's going to be a backup. So the traffic in Ponte Vedra certain times of the day can be a little bit, it can be a little bit annoying, let's put it that way. So one thing that we do find is that when we talk about traffic here in Northeast Florida, and specifically here in Ponte Vedra Beach, our backups may be 15, 20, 25 minutes. I was in Atlanta a couple weeks ago, and we were going to an event up there, and one of the things that we saw is that going from one exit to the next may have only been about 1 mile, but we were waiting almost an hour in traffic. You're not going to find that unless there's some sort of bad accident, but on average, it's going to be about a 20, 25 minute commute or backup that you're going to have to wait to get to where you're going during those peak traffic times. And when we do the map tour of Ponte Vedra Beach, we'll go through where those locations are and maybe some alternate routes if it gets backed up too bad. The next con is that the cost of living, because Ponte Vedra is an upscale area, the cost of living in Ponte Vedra Beach is going to be a lot higher than not only the surrounding area of Jacksonville and Orange Park and St. Augustine, but it's going to be one of the higher cost of livings here in the state of Florida. The great thing is, and I said it a little bit earlier, is that the average incomes and the median incomes in Ponte Vedra Beach are some of the highest in all of the state of Florida. All right, the next con, we're here in Northeast Florida, and I've mentioned it in some of our other videos, is that the wildlife here, I call them critters. There are critters in Ponte Vedra. Even though it is a pretty populated area, a lot of houses, there are green spaces, lots of water. So what you're going to find in those waterways is you may find some alligators, you're going to find some snakes, you're going to find some bugs. And that's going to be anywhere in the state of Florida, you're going to find that, but specifically here in Ponte Vedra, those are the main things that you're going to find. Now, when it comes to the alligators, I always like to say, if you see standing water somewhere, we have a lot of lakes and retention areas that the builders put in. And if you see one of those retention areas, any sort of standing water that's there for more than a couple of days, there's a pretty good chance that there's going to be an alligator living there. The great thing about alligators is they want to mind their own business. They want you to mind theirs. Don't invade their habitat. They won't invade yours. So, again, we've got the alligators. Just be on the lookout. The other thing we have, there are some snakes that are here. Again, snakes are the same way. They want to stay in their habitat. They are not looking for human contact. So they stay in their habitat, you stay in yours. You're not going to have to worry too much about that. And the great thing about here in Florida is that because there are bugs all over the state, we do have some great pest control companies. A couple of times a year, mosquitoes have their little season, but if you get routine pest control, routine pest maintenance, you're not going to have to worry too much about that. And the county does a great job of mitigating mitigating that so that you don't have, with those standing bodies of water, they're constantly treating that area. But, just be on the lookout. If you don't like mosquitoes, you're allergic to mosquitoes, this may not be the place for you to be. All right, the next con. When people think about Florida, they think about hurricanes, and there's no way around it. With Ponte Vedra Beach being a coastal town, hurricanes are always a concern. And so the great thing is that there's all kinds of hurricane preparedness that leads you up into hurricane season. The interesting part about Northeast Florida and where it's located on the map is it's been a long time since the greater Jacksonville area, Ponte Vedra area took a direct hit from a hurricane. A lot of times when the hurricanes are coming south and up the coast, they have a tendency to get pushed back out to sea and up into South Carolina and North Carolina. And so it's been a long time. It's been like since the mid-1960s since Jacksonville has taken a direct hit. The next con that we're going to talk about is the need for transportation in Ponte Vedra. So if you want to get over to the beach, most of the housing in Ponte Vedra is on the west side of A1A, and there's not as many homes or as many opportunities to live on the east side of A1A, which means that more than likely if you're going to the beach, you're going to need to get in a car, you're going to need to take an Uber if you don't have a car. It's not a very friendly walking area. There are great places to walk, but if you want to walk to the restaurants or walk to the grocery store, Ponte Vedra isn't really set up that way, so you'll have to have transportation. And the last con is if you are coming from an area and you like for there to be snow in the winter, we are not going to have snow. So if it is a requirement that you need to have a white Christmas every year with snow on the ground, then Ponte Vedra will not be the place for you. You'll have to look and go further north than that. So that's it. That's living here in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. I hope you found this helpful and help you make a decision. Is Ponte Vedra a place that you could call home? If you've got questions, you want to give us a call, send us a text, send us an email. Again, all of our contact information is at the bottom. If you want to book a private Zoom call, again, you could do that. It's all of our contact information is right at the bottom of the screen. Again, my name is Chris Snow with the Florida Coastal Team, and we would absolutely love to call you neighbor.